Alright guys, let's get started. We're going to be doing an insane play with the new power tool Bravery Dragon, which is actually a pretty OP card. We can actually open up pretty consistently with 4 to 6 negates. Obviously at 6 it doesn't really matter past that because your opponent cannot play anyways. The play is actually pretty good too because your cards can't even be destroyed by card effects during it if you wish to use Fortune's Vision's effect. Anyways, it's a 2-card combo for most of the setups, so it's just going to be Fortune Lady Past or you can do Fortunately Light and Vision. There's a lot of like variations of 2-card combos, but we'll get started with this. We got any Fortune Lady card, we go for Calling. So it's basically you just need to get out Light and Pass. However you get those 2 cards out, it doesn't really matter. There's basically, you can run 3 copies of this, you can run 3 copies of this, 3 copies of this, 3 of the Light. It's pretty consistent, alright? Because most of the deck is actually draw power anyways. Minus, of course, some of the stuff that lets you add more negations and extend your combo even further. But let's go and get started with the Calling, and we'll see where we go from there. So we're going to use Calling, and we're going to actually grab out Light, and then Light is going to bring out Water. So now we activate Pass effect. We're going to now target Pass first to increase her level, and then we're going to get rid of Fortune Lady Light. We're going to activate this effect. Now, don't activate Future Visions if you have Vista Starfrost, but if you want to, for whatever reason, like earlier on, it can be viable. Like, you don't have to activate that effect immediately. Depending on like the situation. But now we're gonna summon Water. Water will let us draw 2. It'll be kind of helpful because we need another outlet for our combo extender, which would be Chaos Sorcerer, Apprentice Illusion. There's lots of different combos. Like I said, the deck is relatively consistent. So now we're gonna go ahead and make Coral Dragon, which will actually give us more draw power because that's what this deck is all about the draw power. So now with Coral Dragon out over here, we go for Chaos Sorcerer once we get out the extra Light. We also have Scrap Iron Signal. We can actually go minus with the Magician's Souls, losing out on a Bamboo Sword. We'd still probably end up comboing it. But what we're going to do now is we're going to actually need to go minus with this to actually go for our combo. So we're going to set the Golden Bamboo Sword. Normally like this would be considered kind of bad, right? But we're going to go ahead. Actually, we get rid of Scrap Iron Signal. We have 2 copies of that anyway. So we're going to go ahead and activate this. We're going to go ahead and dump one. And then we're going to go special summon this card. And let's see where we go from here. And we're going to activate this effect, and we'll go ahead and get rid of the Vision, as well as the Scrap Iron, because the other card can lead us into more draw power. Now we have Fortune's Future. Again, most of the deck is draw power for the deck, so now we get to reset the Light that we banished, which will act as our vessel for getting out our Chaos Sorcerer. And it doesn't have to be Chaos Sorcerer. You can get Apprentice Illusion like I mentioned before, but this card does absolutely nothing for us at this point, so we can actually 1-for-1 is actually if your opponent negates one of your cards, you can actually go combo through it, but we don't really need the 1-for-1 right now. But what we do want to do is get that extra draw with the Coral Dragon right now. So what we're going to do now is we are going to go banish the Fortune Lady Light, and we're going to go for Pass 2, just because the other cards don't do anything for us in the banish zone, unless you're like DDR. Normally, if my opponent had a card, yeah, we would banish with Chaos Source. But next, we go ahead and we make Ultimated Soken over here. So now we send this card to the graveyard, and that card to the graveyard. And Soken is not a once per turn effect, like a hard once per turn. So we get the Coral Dragon, we gotta draw an extra card. Let's see, we got Cursed Bamboo Sword. Okay, so you can use your Magician's Souls also to get rid of the Cursed Bamboo Swords, which will let you search out your Golden Bamboo Sword or the Broken Bamboo Sword. But in this instance over here, we are going to go set, doesn't really matter what we set over here. We're gonna set something. Now we still have enough zones. That's the most important thing actually here. We're gonna go for Power to Bravery Dragon. So this is the card, this is the star MVP player. Summon this card, we get its effect. And now he gets to equip 3. So what we're going to go equip is going to be, in this instance right here, we need the Broken Bamboo Sword. We're going to go for the Cursed Bamboo Sword, and then something to protect it. Power of the Guardians, Moon Mirror Shield, doesn't matter. They all have to be different though. It's 3 different ones. So we're going to go ahead and place all those cards. And now you can get its effect immediately over here. So what we're going to do now is, he's kind of like a Savage Dragon in the fact where he gets to negate based off of like the almost instead of like it being link monsters, he gets to negate based off of the equip. So we got 3 up to potentially 3 negations right now. Now he has a quick effect where we can either negate the monster's effect or we can move its battle position. We can actually use its effect immediately on itself or another card. So in this instance, we're going to send the Cursed Bamboo Sword. We're going to change its battle position, just in case, you know, you would destroy, let's say, attack wizard monsters or something. We can move it. Or we can negate its effect, which would not be, like, the greatest idea right now. But you can if you want to. That is an option. So now we're going to get the effect of the Cursed Bamboo Sword to search out the Golden Bamboo Sword. And now we're going to activate another Golden Bamboo Sword over here. And we'll draw 2, and then we can also draw 2 more off of this. We play triple, so it's not like it's super rare that we're pulling this off. Anyways, we also have Allure. We don't need any more Lady Pass, so we can actually activate the Allure of Darkness as well. We actually have another copy of Cursed Bamboo Sword, which if we did actually send to the graveyard, we can get another one. And how I'm going to do that is I'm going to use the Cursed Bamboo Sword on the Magician's Souls. So I'm going to do that. And now I'm going to use Bissus Starfrost to actually activate its effect, and we're going to pop the Magician's Souls to special summon it. The reason why we go for this card is it's because it is a level 6 plus it's a tuner. Now we'll get the effect of the Cursed Bamboo Sword, then we will go for the Golden Bamboo Sword. But you could still keep the card because you can start equipping more cards to it to get more negates too, but we're going to make double of these because we're going to get, our goal is to make double the token here and get even more negations. And also keep in mind, this activates during your opponent's turn too, which is even more nasty. So it can even go up to even more negations, which yeah, at that point, it doesn't really matter. So starting right off, the next thing that we're going to do is go for, let's go for, we have Allure here too. Oh, wow, we have so much draw. Like I said, this is not that uncommon for this deck. We're going to be drawing through like our entire deck. I mean, if you guys remember the Fortune Lady Synchro deck, we were able to basically draw through our deck as well using that. So now we also have 1-for-1. If I want to dump another light, that could be an option, just so I can facilitate Chaos Sorcerer, because you usually have darks. It's just that the Fortune Lady light usually gets banished via the effect. But yeah, we can do 1-for-1. We can do Allure. It doesn't really matter. Let's just do Allure. Let's see what we get. We'll get rid of the pass because it doesn't really do anything in this scenario. We also have the Spellbook of Knowledge over here, which could be another option. I mean, I can go for 1-for-1 in this instance because we do not need the Magician's Souls. We have Valor as another negation. You can actually search Valor in the deck. We'll get into that in a moment. So now we can go special summon another monster if I want to. Hey, look, there's Fortune Lady Light. And then let's go ahead and activate the Spellbook of Knowledge. Go for Light. Light can go ahead and activate its effect again, and we can bring out another monster. So like, this deck is absolutely insane. You can see we basically went through our entire deck over here. So now we're gonna go for Chaos Sorcerer or Apprentice Illusion. It doesn't really matter. We can banish Light. The Dark doesn't really matter unless you do DDR. We're actually pretty much at this point, like, our opponent would probably quit, but we can even go for Baron. That is another option, but we can go for Baron on their turn as well, which could be nasty as well. But I'm gonna go for Token, because this is like more consistent. Going this far into the combo could be unnecessary. I mean, it's already unnecessary right now. We can set our Scrap Iron Signal. Now, I do want to mention something, just as a heads up. So you might be thinking, wow, you can go for another Braver, right? Yes. So for the sake of the video right now, I would probably make, like if I was to choose something, I would probably go for a Crystal Wing in this scenario. So I do gotta mention that yes, going for Crystal would be the better option right now. However, you can make, if you want to, go for a Power Tool Braver now. Even though I mentioned that, like, his effect, it has all the equips, right? Like, you get negate per equip. But the thing is that you cannot get the equip effect instantly. He doesn't have to be synchro summoned to get the effect. You can actually call the Hunt and bring him back, and he gets his effect to equip all 3. But that part of the effect is a once per turn. So now we would go for, let's say, Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, right? And now we have a Power Tool Braver that has potentially 2 negations. Also, Power of the Guardians protects it, so with extra protection. I think we're gonna basically deck ourselves out with this point with this deck. So usually the card that you return is Light, but it can vary here. And now we can go for Moon Mirror Shield if I want to, and I can protect. I think the best card to probably protect in this situation, since like if he had like a Kaiju, we wouldn't want him to tribute it. So let's say we go for Crystal Wing Synchro, right? And we have Scrap Iron Signal. We basically have 7 cards left in the deck. If I want to special summon, yeah, we can go for even more stuff. Is that necessary? Probably not right now. So let's go over the negations. So this card, this card can be activated during my opponent's turn. So, and we have double Veilers, but let's just say we have like one Veiler. It doesn't really matter because at this point, like, it's game over anyway. So, let's say we pass it to our opponent. It's their turn. They activate a monster effect. We instantly scrap Iron Signal. Now, normally I would not like to have this lady pass here. That's why Vista Starfrost is awesome. Like, you can just pop it, but it's I believe a once per turn for that effect of special summoning it. So it didn't have that option there. We did use 1-for-1, but like if you didn't have 1-for-1, I just want to show you guys that we could make Baron. There's another card that I'll talk about in a second, but we have, this is negate 1 with Power Tool. This is negate 2 with the Crystal Synchro. Scrap Iron is another negation, and Ultimate Token. Both of these. This is not a once per turn effect of getting out the monster, so you can actually negate again with the Scrap Iron Signal that resets itself and then gets you another negation. So basically, at this point, technically we have 1, 2. This card would probably die off. I'll just let it die. But in like the best case scenario right here, this is I guess if we count the Veilers too. Like, okay, so. And Veiler is searchable, by the way. I'll get into that in a moment. I need an opponent for it to work properly, but this combo is really long, I know. But we have 1, 2 negations, and then we have 3, 4, 5. But realistically, because I want to make this like a realistic combo, because like you might not draw into like double Veiler. So, and I play 2 Veilers in here, and we're drawing basically through our deck, right? We're gonna have more than enough negations. If I'm able to activate Scrap Iron, let's say I didn't 1-for-1, right? So we'd have 1, 2, and then we'd have Scrap Iron bringing back, then this is a negation too. So we'd bring another Power Tool, and then we would have another set of negation and another Crystal Wing. So we'd have 4 negates off of that, then 5 negates, and then 6, 7. And you could even think about like Power of the Guardians being kind of a disruption card as well. And you can even go for Arcanite, which acts as another spell counter. And I think I basically showed you guys how good this deck can potentially be with, of course, the Power Tool Bravery Dragon. I thought this card was super OP, but now that you guys have seen it, I kind of want to go over like this is kind of like a beta gameplay, by the way. So let's go ahead and hop right into the deck over here. So, I'm still working on it. We obviously can fit more cards. Other cards that we looked at, and one card I mentioned, like Veiler is searchable, so like I could easily count Veiler as a negation because it's consistent. I showed you guys you can draw, most of the deck is draw power, like that's kind of what Fortune Ladies do. But Jack in the Hand over here is going to be able to reveal 3 level 1 monsters with different names, so it makes your deck even more consistent. You get to choose any one of them, so you reveal Magician Souls, your Fortune Lady Pass, and Fortune Lady Light. You have 3 copies of every single one, and you just reveal one of each, and they will usually give you one of these. But if you get Magician Souls, that's not even bad either, because I showed you guys you can use it for the Cursed Bamboo. This card lingers on the field. Make sure you don't activate the effect to make your monsters immune to destruction if you need the pop for Vista Starfrost. This is another one of the newer cards. These are the 2 newer cards in the deck. I'm mouse over it, but basically you guys get the concept. It's easily 4 to like 7 negates, depending on your hand, obviously. You can also use Hop Ear Squadron if you want to. I'm not sure if I would really recommend it because it makes your brick hounds worse. But like if you already comboed off, yeah, you can use a Crystal Wing that maybe already used its effect, and then go into Baron. So that's another option as well, because yeah, quick maths over there. But Arcanite is also another great card. The reason why I like Arcanite is because if I go Chaos Sorcerer or Banish 1, equip Power of the Guardians, like if I have it to this, I could go Banish 1, pop 3, and then use him as material for synchros and go off even further. But this video is longer than necessary at this point. I was considering DDR. I was even thinking of Sold because this card's a warrior. I could extend this combo way longer, but I don't want to make this video like an hour long. But you guys get the concept. Power Tool Bravery Dragon, very good. But anyways, if you guys are new here and you want to see an update to this deck, and I'll give you guys gameplay of it, I just wanted to explain everything because it takes a really long time to like understand the full concept of the combo. But subscribe if you guys want to see it and you're new here, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Have a good one, and I'm out. Peace.